In a related question that we touched on last week quickly, the question's out there. Does the state of Idaho currently have lethal injection drugs to even carry out a death penalty? And the question that I saw from you was asked in relation to Chad Daybell, but to be honest, he likely won't face an actual death penalty for a very long time. The appeals process goes on for decades, maybe even longer. So this is a question that may be better tailored to current death row inmate Thomas Creech. Earlier this year, Idaho attempted a lethal injection on Creech, but failed to find a viable vein. The execution was called off. Still, though, the lethal injection drugs were prepared, and as our Morgan Romero reported in March, records show that the state of Idaho purchased 15 grams of pentobarbital, costing $50,000. But we learned that 2/3 of that pentobarbital is now unusable after syringes were prepared for Creech's execution. Therefore, the failed execution, it cost Idaho taxpayers about $33,000, and the remaining dose is set to expire in February of 2025. So they needed more. So did Idaho order more? How much did it cost? Well, we asked a few weeks ago, and public records I got back just today from the Idaho Department of Corrections show that the state of Idaho has spent $100,000 to buy 15 grams of pentobarbital. It's the same quantity as they purchased before, but it's now double the price. Idaho law really limits the information that we have to access about the purchase. The document you're looking at right now is basically all we know. So we don't know where the drug came from, like who it was bought from, when exactly it was bought, or where the exchange of money and drugs happened, or how did it happen. We do know that IDOC is ready if and when a death warrant is signed. A spokesperson wrote to me, per policy, we're obligated to practice and be ready for an execution even when there's no active death warrant. Specifically, the escort and medical team must train and rehearse for a minimum of 10 times a year to ensure readiness for carrying out an execution. IDOC goes on to say, we can confirm that we are in possession of chemicals necessary to carry out a death sentence by lethal injection.